All right, guys, what is going on today? Pretty excited because ACOPower, I think it's called ACOPower, sent me these right here, which is actually a couple coolers. And this one right here is actually made to go into the sub trunk of your Tesla Model Y. And they actually have a bunch of other coolers for the 3 as well as the Model X. But I thought this was super cool, and they actually sent this to me to check out. But the one thing I was concerned about getting a trunk or sub trunk fridge only was that if you're packing your car full of stuff on a trip and your trunk is full, you of course cannot easily get to the sub trunk to get to your drinks or anything like that. Now, while that might be one downside, it definitely is a positive because you save a ton of room in your trunk, and then when you get to your destination, all you do is pull out the TesFridge from the bottom, and now you can power it up with a battery bank and use it as a regular cooler. So I did mention to them I'm super interested in checking it out. However, I also want to check out one of your standard coolers. So they also sent me this one right here. Now, the one thing that is cool about this fridge is that you are able to adjust it whether you want to use it as a fridge. You can have it all the way up to 50 degrees Fahrenheit or as low as 4 degrees Fahrenheit if you wanted to have this also as a freezer. So let's get this thing opened up, move this one aside, and I will open this one afterwards. All right, so I actually grabbed it from the side, and there's actually kind of a handle on the side, but there actually is 2 handles here at the very top, which is a nice little feature for you to put it in and out of your trunk. But just looking at it for the very first time, let me just spin this around. As you can see, it is contoured here to fit perfectly inside of your sub trunk. We have an LCD screen here at the very top. Got a latch system here on the very top. And on the inside, we do have looks like some microfiber. Wonder if it's like a towel. It does look like a little microfiber rag. There's some pads here, and these pads are supposed to go on the bottom of your lid. And the one thing I do like about this is that I believe you're able to power this up in a couple different ways. This first one here is to power it up via the 12 volt plug that we have in the back of the Model Y. But from what I remember, that there's also supposed to be a plug for you to use a regular outlet. Like, so if you want to plug it into a battery bank or something like that, you're able to do that as well. I'm not seeing that plug, but we will look around. All right, so with the fridge unboxed, let's get everything out of your sub trunk. All right, for the first one, we'll just kind of test fit it, see how it does fit, and there you go, drops right down below. But as you can see here, it comes right at pretty much the same level as the side parts right here, where your board normally sits. So you can see, yeah, it actually fits right on top without any lift or anything like that. But it does come with a couple pads where I believe you're supposed to put them right here to give it a little bit of a lift. Put these pads on here, lift up the bottom base just a little bit. All right, so not that bad. And just give you guys a better look at it, this is what it looks like. No issues as far as fitment goes. Now, I can show you kind of how it looks on the side. It does sit, I would say, right below this edge piece right there. So you do have a little bit of space there as well as on this side, and you do have some gap here. So you do have a little bit of a gap all the way around here. And I'm assuming that is, of course, to give the refrigerators areas to breathe, areas for it to vent out. Now, I haven't plugged it in yet. Now, what's interesting is that the sub trunk power is on this side, but the 12 volt is actually over here on this side. So I'm not sure why they routed it that way, but that's just the way it came. Plug it in there, keep this nice and flat, and drop it straight down there. Make it nice and clean. Let's put it back right here. There you go. Oop. Plugged it in and it just turned on. All right, so I just plugged it in, and you can see here we are at 71 degrees. What I want to do is let's get this to fridge temperatures. Okay, 40. All right, so let's see how long it takes to actually get to 40 degrees. All right, so with the waters cooling down, quick unboxing on this one. Now, the one thing that's really cool about this one here is that not only, it actually comes with a little bottle opener here on the back. That is pretty cool. But what I like about this one is that you not only have this as a cooler you can plug in, so to have it as a portable cooler where it stays cold when you're plugged into either a cigarette 12 volt or a standard plug, but you also have this right here, which is a removable battery. So of course this is what's going to keep your fridge nice and cold, but you also have the option to use this as an external battery bank. So it does have USB ports here, one type C, 2 USB A's. All right, so as far as accessories that it does come with, this looks like it is for solar. So if you do have solar panels, you can plug it in right here. It comes with the adapter, and this is what looks like is missing on my other one, on my Tesla fridge, is this plug. So this is the one where you're going to need to hook up to the side of the fridge and plug it in here, and this goes to a standard wall outlet. For some reason they didn't throw one in that fridge, but they put one on this one. All right, so it's been about 25 minutes. Let's see where we're at here. After 25 minutes, we are at 51 degrees Fahrenheit for the fridge. Oh yeah, oh, it actually feels icy on the side. It's nice and cold here. Of course, water's not gonna be cold just yet, but it's going 51 degrees. So it's about 20 degrees now after about 25 minutes that it's been cooling down. And like I said, this is what I did here on the side. I just routed the cable all the way around the side, pops it over here, and then plugs it into the Model Y. You have the 12 volt here on the side. Now the one thing that is cool about this fridge is that there is an app. It's called the Tesla Fridge app. All you do is select it here, download it, and it shows you just hit start searching, and it'll connect to your cooler, and it has the current temperature, which is 39 degrees. I actually just moved it up from 40 to 44, but it gives you a little idea of where you should set the temperature. So if you just have drinks in there, you can set it at 44. If you have some fruits or vegetables, move it over here to 28 or so. If you have some seafood, 10 degrees, and then if you have ice cream, you can put it at 0, but it does go all the way down to -8 degrees Fahrenheit. But for me, I think the most important part is that if you want to turn it on or off, so if you aren't going to be using the cooler for a little while, you can actually just power it down here, hit power, and there you go. It says success, and there you go. See how it turns off? And then say you are going to be hitting the road and you want to turn it back on. You want to give it some time, of course, to get cold. You can do it remotely, so you just go back to your app, hit power, and there you go. It powers it back on. All right, so as far as size-wise for this cooler, this is the 40 liter, like I mentioned. It fits straight back here, and it goes about to the brake line of the other cooler. So you can see this. It actually goes to that brake line here on the back, the split. So that fits really nicely here in case I'm not using this one. So if I put this sideways here on one side, just make sure it does close. Perfect. And there it is, guys. Quick unboxing and install of both. This is the Tesla fridge. Right now it's cooling down my waters, and then what I'm going to do now is plug this in, charge this up right here, which is the battery for this fridge. But like I mentioned, you can actually power it off of a standard wall outlet or a car charger or car outlet, 12 volt, like we have here on this car. I can actually technically power this one up with a 12 volt that's in the very front of the car. Now time, of course, to test it out, hit the road, and see how these do, see what the pros and cons are of having a Tesla fridge like this one, or is it better to go with a standard portable fridge like this one. As always, if you guys got some value from this video, a big like would be much appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my next video talking about these coolers right here. This is Alger Anastasio. I'll see you in the next one.